Hey guys, you're listening to the Your Party People podcast. This is Lexi Tran, owner of Ivory and Fern, a Midwest space photographer.
And this is Katie Murphy, owner of Jane Ray Events, your Midwest wedding planner. We're here to give you couples a guide on how to maneuver one of the best days of their lives and how to keep it from being one of the worst. Welcome to the party.
Woo woo! Hey guys, we're back with the next party. Last episode was a great episode. We had our ladies from Marie, Erin, and Kayla on, and that was a wonderful conversation. If you haven't listened, I highly recommend you to pause and go back and enjoy that one.
Yes, that was so fun to hear from them. They gave us a lot of great insight, advice, and it was fun. Fun having them here, too. They stayed for a while after to chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely got distracted. It's fine. Today, we're going to talk about registries. Some people love them. Some people hate them. But you know what? We're here to talk you through it and explain a little bit more on it.
Yeah, just give you some good tips, kind of a roadmap to navigate through what to sign up for, where, how, just good tips to help you navigate. So
absolutely. And we all know we need it because some people, like me,
well, I was going to say, especially Lexi over here was telling me how she did her registry gave me hives. I'm like...
The registry was just not something of importance to us. It was more of like a fun activity. So when they gave us the scanners, it's like this power you don't realize that you get. And you just walk around the store and you just scan everything you've ever wanted. Like, you know, like if you could walk into a store with a cart and just put whatever you wanted in it, money not being an option. It was almost like that. But then the disappointment of leaving knowing like we weren't taking anything with us.
But the fun part shows up at your doorstep.
When people buy it for you?
Yep, when they're shipped. I, on the other hand, Matt and I, you guys, this talk about extremes. I printed out a guide list as we went into each store. And, like, we checked off things to go scan. Like, down to, I wanted the wooden pepper grinder, not the glass one over here. Like, we were pretty... So maybe somewhere in the middle.
Tommy was like, do you think it'd be weird if I scanned these shoes? And I was like, nah, just do it.
Which there's definitely a happy medium with it because one of the points we'll give you today is seeing what you guys want. And
Katie and I are the extreme. It's all right. It's okay. Someone's got to be there, so it's fine.
Yes, but overall, this shouldn't be something you guys dread. It is a very fun thing to do, and it's one of the things to do like as an engaged couple together, and you're making kind of the first decisions together for the future.
Right.
Like for the future, I mean past wedding day.
Right.
So it's an exciting time.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. All right. When should you register? Do it as early as you can. Like, think about how many events you're going to have leading up to your wedding. People always bring you a gift. Even if it's the same aunt, she will bring a different gift to every party. The engagement party, if you have one. The bridal shower. The bachelorette party, they'll send something to you. And then, like, if your groom decides to have a party or something of that sort, then the rehearsal dinner. Some people still bring gifts to the rehearsal dinner. And then the actual wedding day itself.
Right.
So, like, make that registry as soon as possible because then not only can you add more things as they're being purchased and sent to you, but also it will give your guests enough variety of things to give you and not feel like they're just giving you a bunch of towels.
Right. Hand towels and towels.
Towels.
Which are needed and should be on your list. But another tip I want to tell you about is know yourself. So if you never cook at home, but you guys like to camp more, like don't go get the crystal gravy boat. Go get, a pan that's like camper friendly or a tent. People register for camping tents. Like just know what you guys like and make it more custom to you.
Yeah.
But I do want to say be open to the future and planning a time that those times may change.
Right.
So you have to kind of plan. This is a great time to plan ahead if you can and be like, okay, I don't know if I need that gravy boat, but maybe I'll just get like the white classic one so I'll have it one day.
Because 30 years from now, I'm going to need a gravy boat.
Yeah, because you're going to host Thanksgiving or...
Because the Queen's coming.
Yeah. And you have to be prepared. And this is a good time to just have those items on your list because the most daunting thing about it is the items, how much should be on there.
Right.
I think you do need to register for a lot of items to give your guest options.
Yep. And it almost feels selfish in a way, like when you go like, buy me this, buy me that. But truthfully, people never know what to give as a wedding gift. So some people really appreciate a registry that has a lot of stuff on it, because our wedding, we had a couple relatives make us baskets of things. So like they got us a laundry basket that had like kitchen towels and like bath towels and like all of these other little knick-knacky things that were on our registry. So that took up like 20 items from a registry from one person. So then all of a sudden I looked and all these things were gone, and I was like, oh my gosh, all that's left to buy was cutting boards. And in turn, we got like 12 cutting boards, and we used maybe 4 of them.
And also, we're getting a little off track here, but that sparked something. I want to remind you to don't feel bad about registering for a really expensive item, like the Calphalon set or something, because people will go in together to get that gift.
Split things.
Like you don't have to expect just one person to get.
And I'm pretty sure most online registries have that as an option now, that
They
if
do.
you're putting a portion of the payment, you can pay your part and then send it to the other person, and then they pay their half. So technology is a wonderful thing, but it makes it super easy to navigate. Yeah, it's really good.
Through that. Yeah.
The next tip we have for you: do it together. Like make it a date night. If you've got 4 places you want to register, make it a day on like a lazy Sunday and go out. It's so fun, you guys. I'm pretty sure there's a movie out there that has people registering in a shop, like with the gun scan. And literally that was me and Tommy running around the aisles. Like it almost felt like we were like playing like laser tag or something. Because Tommy's like, I want this, I want that. And I'm like, did you get this? Because I'm going to put this on there. And it's so fun to do that together. And you're kind of, I mean, when we talk about the future, Tommy and I already had a home. So it was kind of more fun stuff for us than it was stuff we needed. However, if you don't live together yet, that's kind of the first conversation. Like, what do we want our house to look like? If we move in together, like, what are we going to put in our house? And like, so that's so fun to be able to, you get to kind of like dream it up a little bit and like kind of be like, if it was the ideal scenario and money wasn't an option, what would we buy for our house?
Yeah.
And in turn, people see that and then they want to shower you. And so they go in on stuff. And
Right. And going back to, it's one of the first things that you do together to plan for the future.
Yeah.
You know, fun date night. I wish I could go do that tonight.
Right? Whoever has a reason to just register for a bunch of presents? Nobody.
Yes.
Your wedding and like a baby is really the only time you do those 2
Right.
things. And when it's for a baby, it's not even stuff for you. It's stuff for the baby.
Right. That's right.
So go do the registry.
Just maybe like the cocktails and dinner afterwards. So not
absolutely.
before, because it might.
Yeah.
You don't know what you'll get on that list.
You could do the cocktails before, but your registry's going to be real interesting.
Especially yours, Lexi. I can imagine.
Sometimes I wish I could go back and look at my registry and see like what was all on it, because I was like, what was I like? Seriously, after our wedding day, I was like, Tommy, how did we end up with so many cutting boards? Like, I legit don't remember putting that many cutting boards on our registry. And we got like a 3-pack and then like a 6-pack, and then we got like 2 really nice ones. Like, Tommy, we have 12 cutting boards.
Well, you're really prepared to chop.
Our whole family could chop together.
Yes. Before we go into the next advice piece, we're going to take a pause and listen to our girl, Ashley Anderson, with This or That. And we'll be right back.
Hey, it's Ashley with This or That, and today we're talking about boudoir photos. Whether to do them, whether to not do them. I think the most important part of deciding whether this is something that you want to incorporate in some way on your wedding day is to make sure that that's something that your spouse is interested in. You don't want to waste the time and money if it's something that maybe they might not appreciate. But most people would appreciate it. So you can either do your boudoir photos ahead of time and have a book pre-made and have that be a gift that you give to your spouse on your wedding day, or you can talk to your photographer about incorporating that into your timeline and do a little pre-wedding day boudoir photo shoot, which is a really fun way to just loosen up before your wedding day and kind of engage with your photographer in that way. There are some photographers who do it and some don't, so make sure that you're touching base with someone who has the experience and is going to make you feel comfortable.
Hi guys, welcome back. Before we start back up again, I do want to say it is National Pinot Noir Day.
Ooh.
So we are drinking a great Pinot.
If you love
You hear?
wine, this one's for you. I preferably do not like dry wine, but it's still delicious. So.
And I, on the other hand, pretty much like any wine. So pour it in my glass and I'll drink it up. But cheers to that. So the next tip we want to get into is how many items to register for. So the rule of thumb is taking your guest list, times it by 2, and then sprinkle on top a few little extras, and that's your item.
No one told me that.
No, okay. Well, I'm telling. Okay, everyone, listen.
PSA.
Yes. So guest list times 2, sprinkle some more items on top because it's key to over register. And even if you can't get all those items right at the first time you guys go, you can add in more as as the days progress. But putting them in at all different price points too, because again, don't feel greedy. Like this is actually the opposite. It's for your guests because it gives them choices to pick from. There's a variety of items and it doesn't put stress onto them. So it just gives them options.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Good. Yeah.
I wish you would have been present when I did my registry because I feel like I did it all wrong and it's fine. Katie, from your experience, what do you feel like the average cost of a gift is?
It's right. I think a good rule of thumb, probably right around $100. Yeah. It sounds, and that's the average because like Aunt Betty, she'll probably do, if you're close to her, she'll do something really nice around the $200, but then friends will come in at $50. Right. So I feel like $100 is right where.
And haven't we all been to a wedding where you get a crock pot? I mean, there's always a crock pot. How much is a crock pot? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's always those people that do like the appliances or the bigger items. So yeah.
And those are naturally like over 100 or right around there. Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
Our next tip for you is to make sure you update your registry. Probably why I have 12 cutting boards now is because I didn't go back through and update my registry. But when people buy your gifts, you should be able to see that item is taken, no longer on there. So then you can add gifts or take off gifts if you've decided like, oh, I got that now. I don't need the other one that I put on there. Just make sure you go through it thoroughly and keep up with it. I know it's a lot and it seems like a tedious thing. Like, why should I have to do that on top of everything else? You're gonna like it in the end that you did it. You're gonna thank yourself later.
Right, and especially after you have those parties. So after engagement, bridal shower, even bachelorette. I don't know if some people give gifts then, but just updating it after those and seeing what you got, seeing what you may still need. And check after weekends. That's when a lot of people tend to buy these gifts. And most gifts are actually bought 2 weeks before the wedding and 2 weeks after the wedding.
Oh.
Which I thought is interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, kind of like the after the wedding people may be like, oh, I forgot a gift. I need to send it in right away. But right around closest to the wedding is when the bulk of them are purchased.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The next piece I want to talk to you about is all-in-one registries versus like just single store registries. So there's kind of hubs or links that you can post multiple gift registry lists to one site. A couple of them that I know of are like Zola, The Knot, and Amazon Wedding. But this is kind of like a hub for Target, Bed Bath & Beyond, Crate & Barrel, wherever you go, it all connects to one link. So your guests don't have to go all to these different websites. They can just come to one.
Love that.
Which is really nice.
And just shop it all.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, versus just the store registries where you just go online and they usually have a tab that says gift registry. You type in first and last names and date, and it comes up there.
Just find it all on its own.
Yeah. So a couple of them, Crate & Barrel, Amazon, Home Depot. Those are some places to register. The classic Target and Bed Bath & Beyond are great too. Also something to keep in mind is registering at a local place as well. Like in our earlier episodes, we had some pecans. Yes. Yeah. Pecans, I say. Lexi says pecans. From Plums Cooking, which they actually do
registries.
registries there too.
Which is a great place too, especially if you're looking for things that are maybe like a little more on the quirky end or different, or things that like you would never anticipate to buy for yourself.
Right.
That's always a nice place to look into getting something different.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, where did you and Matt do your registry? Or all the places?
Sure. We did Crate and Barrel for sure. For kind of the more unique things, the bulk of it came from Target though, and Bed Bath & Beyond. And we still did like just gift cards to Home Depot because for the house and just upkeep of the house and some we love remodeling our house and painting and stuff. So gift cards to there was great.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you guys go?
Target. I also started a Wayfair registry. It did not finish it, but I had one. The only reason I did that was because some of these places online, when you register with them, after your wedding, they'll send you a coupon for the items that you did not receive. So if there was something you really wanted off your registry, then you get it at a different discount. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to make all these registries so I get all the coupons. I don't think I used any of the coupons after my wedding.
But really smart plan.
But yes, yeah. If you stick to it, that's why I say keep it updated. Stay on top of it. Don't forget about the coupon. That's a great place to, those online ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
And so what about living together before?
Yeah.
And registering that way? Because you have kind of those traditional items already.
Right. So Tommy loves to cook. I will cook, but it's not like something I enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that we did was we had pots and pans already. Tommy would pick out like specific pots or pans that he really wanted to cook with rather than a home set. And he like did an upgrade, if you will. So he was like, oh, if I get this pan, then I'm going to toss this old one out. Or I really want this really nice knife. And if I get that, I'll throw this other one out. And so it was more like, what would we like a nicer version of rather than what do we need? Because, I mean, at that point, once you have a house, you just need like your essentials that no one is going to buy you as a gift.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So,
right. And you already have them.
Yes. Yeah. So basically we just did like more home decor things. Like I love me some Magnolia Home, but I can never bring myself to buy all the stuff when I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of our registry was like nicer items, like some more furniture it was. Like updated furniture, that kind of thing.
Nice. Yeah. And another option too, if you don't want to register for gifts, you can always do Honeymoon Fund.
Yes.
A cash fund, you know, that you can ask for on website. And then also people do give to charities, a certain charity instead of Yeah, and you can do a combination of those things too, but those are just some alternatives to think about as well. If you don't need the full blown, if you can't get guest list times 2 items of that.
Or maybe you just feel like your house is full of clutter and you don't want anything.
Yeah, right.
Love it.
The next thing is spread the word about the gift registry. But this is a little tricky because it's not like polite or appropriate to say, hey, I'm registered here. AKA get me a gift.
Buy me stuff.
Right. So just make sure it's on your wedding website or that it's listed on invitations or save the dates, bridal shower invitations. And, you know, your friends and family can spread it for you as well. But that's spread the word that way instead of telling people. It's just not polite.
Yeah.
And then also another polite thing is to be gracious and send those thank you cards.
Right.
You guys, if you don't tackle them when they come in,
you
won't. And then, but you still have to. Please, I'm telling you, yes, you have to write them. But they'll take hours if you don't keep up with it. But handwritten thank you note. Put a picture of you guys from the wedding day on there, on the front. Something simple, but just the thought of that really counts. And your guests, they put a lot of time in coming to your wedding and then buying you a gift. So it's just remember the thank yous.
And what helps with that is as those parties come, designate a job to one of your bridesmaids or your mom or somebody to, as you're opening the gifts, because a lot of times these parties, like you open all the gifts in front of everybody. So as you're opening them, have someone have a job as writing down who the gift is from and what the gift is. That way, when you go back to write your thank you cards, you'll be able to remember what that person gave you and be able to kind of make the card a little more personal rather than it just being like, thank you for the gift, stamp, goodbye. Like you
Yeah.
could say, oh, thank you for the hand mixer, Katie. I really loved it. We use it all the time. Because then people are like, oh, okay, they actually do use it. I'm glad I got them that. Rather than just like, okay, they said thanks. That was nice.
So right. That's a very good point. And good thought to think about beforehand versus after and trying to figure out who
And
got
go
you
back and
what.
be like, where did this cutting board come from? Because I don't remember who got me this.
Because there's 12. Well, thank you guys for listening in today about navigating through your gift registry, and we will chat next time.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Your Party People podcast. If you already love us, make sure to come back to the party every other Wednesday.
If you really love us, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at It's Your Party People Podcast. And make sure to let us know your thoughts on the show and if you have any topics you want us to cover in a future episode. DM us on Instagram or email us at yourpartypeoplepodcast@gmail.com and maybe we'll give you a shout out on the next episode. See you at the next party.
Bye!